What's up, YouTube? Brody here. I thought I'd give you my 2 cents on ECU versus a fuel controller like a Power Commander or Cobra 2000, whatever they call it. You've probably been wondering what the differences are, what would be the best way to go. I'm going to give you my 2 cents as being around both. This bike is currently ECU flashed. When you run a new exhaust and intakes, and you change the air coming in and coming out of the motor, it's going to run leaner, and they already come lean from the factory. So you're going to have to add more fuel to them to get them to run right, especially with the EPA and all the nonsense they got going on now. Bikes they come out so choked up and not running right to begin with. You have to do something with them if you want to enjoy the bike the way it was, the way it was meant to be, especially riding it. But so let's just say you wanted to go the Power Commander way and you spend $400 or $500 on one or whatever you buy. You can always constantly custom tune that if you know how to tune one, and you can figure out how the bike's running and it's nice to have a dyno so you can know exactly what's going on. Otherwise, you're just guessing. You can tune it, but you are guessing. See, the pants works a little bit, but isn't giving you the true readings of what's really going on, especially with the exhaust. You have no O2 sensor like they would have at a dyno running it to test it to see. And the downloads you get and certain tunes you get for those are just generic, everyday, average tunes. They may not be specifically made for the exact mods you have or the exact bike or whatever you're doing. And plus, on top of the Power Commanders or fuel controllers, as we'll call them, they only control the fuel. So you're spending that kind of money on something that can only control the fuel, and that's it. It can't control the timing. It can't get rid of your throttle limitations, your timing restrictions, your top speed limiters. It can't turn your cooling fans on sooner. It can't delete your exhaust valve for you. You have to go get an exhaust valve servo if you have one of them exhausts running, or a bike running, those type of things. It can't do any of that stuff. So this bike has had the top speed limiters removed. It's had the timing restrictions removed in the first 3 gears. This does not close the throttle body down to 20% once you hit 120 mile an hour like it did before. It also raised the max RPM red line up a few hundred more RPMs in this. You can't get any of that from a Fuel Commander, a Power Commander, any of that stuff. This cost me $300 to have it reflashed. And this is done by guys that dyno tune them all the time. It'll dyno tune this specific bike, and they've done several of them. They know exactly what they need, where it's at, according to your mods, and they can tune that. And it took me about a week to send my ECU out and get it sent back. I highly recommend getting a flash over a Power Commander because you're very limited in what you can do. You can only jerk around with the fuel a little bit, and that's it. With an ECU tune, they go over everything. It made quite the big difference in the first 3 gears in this to have the timing restrictions removed because it was really retarded in the first 3 gears. The torque difference in the first 3 gears is night and day. The jerkiness the bike had in it is gone from the timing restrictions. Before, the bike would get up to 120 mile an hour and then that was it. It wouldn't gain no more speed. It would just hold there because no matter how wide you hold the throttle open, it would only give you 20% throttle at the throttle body. So if you have a Power Commander, you're never going to get past that. You could go ahead and buy a Power Commander and say, I'll buy something to bypass the top speed limiter and trick it into thinking it's in 4th gear instead of 5th, and where there's no restrictions and all that other crap. Okay, you can do that. You can spend $50 to $150 on something like that. Then you can spend another $50 to $100 or whatever it is on a exhaust valve delete servo, And you start adding up all these little things, and suddenly that fuel commander and power commander ain't all that. And you've got all these little gimmicks on your bike where you could just have just the ECU, simple and clean, have it flash, throw it back in, and you're done. So that's my 2 cents. You know, it's the ECU flash is far better, way to go. And as far as recommending people, I had BCS flash this bike. He specializes in 109s, but there's a lot of other bikes out there besides this M109. You may want to go with another bike. There's other guys out there. There's Chris Moore of Moore Mafia. Look him up on YouTube. He's excellent with getting bikes reflashed, or even if you want to take it there and have a dyno tune, I'd be glad to do that for you too. There are reputable guys out there flashing that know what they do. These guys ain't rookies. These guys ain't guessing. They know what the bike needs. Highly recommend that over wasting your money over on a Power Commander or any of that other crap. So there's my 2 cents on that. You guys take care. YouTube, I'll see you guys later.